How do you feel about traditional blocks for quilting? Hey Kimberbell friends, Cristin here, and we are continuing our work on the vintage Boardwalk quilt. So for today, we are going to work on blocks 33, 34, and 35. We have finished all of the applique blocks, chenille blocks, vinyl blocks, all of the regular blocks for this quilt. But now we have those traditional blocks. So I'm curious, how do you feel about the traditional blocks? I have to say they're not my favorite. I love the look of them, very much love the look of them and the history behind them, but I have a hard time doing them. So I'm gonna hope for the best here. I did learn a good clue when we did them in Love Notes, and that was that if they end up being a little bit smaller than you expect, you can back them, the completed block, with fusible stabilizer, and that will give you the edge that you might need for your 1/4 inch seam allowance. Hopefully we won't need that, but it's our backup plan. So I did hear, this was probably a year ago, I heard that Kimberbell is going to make these traditional pinwheel blocks in the hoop for us. And that would just be my saving grace. That would really work well for me since I am not a super huge fan of sewing. And I seem to make them smaller, and trying to line them up is hard to get that little center point. But mine came out pretty well for Love Notes, so hopefully these will also. And I haven't heard anything more from Kimberbell if they are going to make them in the hoop. So far we've got to make them this regular way. So what we're going to need today is 6 pieces of the mint teal, it's really teal lattice fabrics, and these are in 3.5 by 3.5, and I did back each one with fusible stabilizer. Since we're going to quilt them, I'll talk to you about that in just a minute. I know that traditional blocks, you generally don't quilt these in the hoop, and we are going to. Your choice, but I'm going to. So 6 of the teal lattice in 3.5 by 3.5, and I backed them with fusible stabilizer. And then we also need 6 of the red with bikes on them. I didn't even know this one existed. It was funny, I saw it in the book and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that. And so I went and looked through my stash of my fabric kit, and they were in there. And so I was pretty excited. That is really, really cute. I mean, you know me, I like anything with a bike on it. But I think these are really fun. So again, I did back these with fusible stabilizer. They are cut to 3.5 by 3.5. And a little note, since these blocks are pretty small, you can use your stash. Do you have a stash on fusible stabilizer? I do. So I have this little box, and I keep all my extras, the small pieces, because I do end up using them. So anyway, you can see I used 2 pieces for this one and different ones for them, and that works really well to try and save on supplies. So 6 of each, the red with bikes and the teal lattice, 6 each, and we'll go through excuse me, the rest of the how-to using photos. And so let's get started. I know, I forgot the most important part. Sorry, this isn't that easy to do. I know it looks easy, it's not. So anyway, we are gonna quilt these after we've got them all put together. So it will be at the end, we're gonna quilt them. And I have chosen Food 2. I'm going to buy it in just a minute from Kimberbell.com. It's a direct download, and it's really cute, and we haven't used it yet. So I thought that would be really fun for these. I'm going to use the same one on all of them. You can use different ones on all of them. These are easy blocks to be able to really use any quilting design that you want. I've chosen Food 2, and it's got like cherries and lemons or oranges or limes, I don't know, some little citrus, and they're all just kind of all over the place, so you don't have to line anything up just right. I think that will be a really cute one for these pinwheel blocks. And as you can see I'm holding this thread, I'm going to do mine in white. I think that that'll help to make the design stand out. Either white or a really light gray I think would be super cute. Do whatever works for you. And food too, by the way, we're going to do this in 4x4 because our final cut size is 4.5 by 4.5. And I haven't cut my batting yet, but we're going to need batting for this because we're going to quilt it. And since our final cut size is 4.5 by 4.5, that means that we want a batting that is at least 5 by 5. All right, let's do it. Quick note, so all of these pieces of fabric are just to make 3 blocks, 3 squares. So I have my batting, like I mentioned, 5 by 5, but one of the blocks we don't put all the way together. We keep it as 2 different parts. So I've got batting for each of those. So 2 regular square blocks and then 1 that is half. And we'll go over more of that in the photos. One more thing is you can wait and put fusible stabilizer on after you've got all of the pieces together. That works too. I think that's how I did it in Love Notes, but I'm going to give it a try this way and see how it goes, and I'll keep you updated. What's our next project? Candy Corn Quilt Shop. Want to join in? Hey Kimberbell friends, Cristin here, and I have really exciting news. I've had so many messages of people asking me to work on Candy Corn Quilt as our next group project, and I found out tonight that we're gonna do it. That's gonna be our next official group project in the Cristin Creates Facebook group. So this project is sponsored by omadarlins.com in Kentucky. They are going to make it pretty cool for us. They have offered a discount code of 10% off of our one-time purchase for the Candy Corn Quilt Shop. And the code for that you need to put into your order is Cristin Creates. C-R-I-S-T-I-N, Creates. That's your code for your order to get 10% off of your order for your supplies for the Candy Corn Quilt Shop. And they're also offering free shipping on all orders over $100. So thank you to Oma Darlins for sponsoring our project, and thank you to the others that also offered to sponsor, and I just went with the first one and will use others in future projects. So very quickly, what you're going to need to get is the machine embroidery kit, and that comes with the CD, and then also the fabric kit and the embellishment kit. You need those 3 items for us to get started. So the fabric kit, the machine embroidery CD booklet, and the embellishment kit. And you can get all 3 of those items on the Oma Darlins website. You can see that website here. Or if you prefer, you can give them a call here. So we're very excited to get started on this. I know everybody's been so excited about this new Kimberbell quilt. We're going to finish up our Boardwalk quilt that we're currently working on in the group, but it's perfect timing. That means that gives you time to order your supplies to get ready for this project. We'll start soon. Excited? Let's do it.